Hey, hello there. This is a tutorial for the Geometry Nodes procedural Unwrap or Unfold tool. When you open the file, this is what you see. You have a few models which have been unfolded. And if we click on one and we zoom in, then we see here all the parameters. So we have a view origin, which views also where the unwrap is coming from. We have an UV map name, which is linked to the UV map of the object. We have a true scale. If we untick it, you see the UV scale. And we have an unfold factor. And if we change that, we see that it folds in. You see that the process of unfolding and folding it back together isn't accurate because it's intersecting itself, as you can see. But the fold out is accurate. So if you would print this thing, you would be able to make this object. So that can be really handy if you are making physical things, or you're printing things, or 3D printing things. So that's why I made this tool, so you can make accurate fold outs quickly. We also have an auto unwrap, which is ticked on in this case. So if we go into view model and we go into edit mode, and then you can see how this is set up. If we grab this part, you see that it's loose. And if we grab this part, the split is actually here. You see that it's a loose or cut open, so it can unfold. If you do it the way that you would do in unwrapping mode, for example, Command F or Command E and mark seam, the face wouldn't be split and you wouldn't be able to unfold it. So you have to split the faces really to make the unfold. So as you can see, they are separate. And if I go into ghost mode, then go into vertex mode, and I select these top vertices, and now auto unwrap is on, and for example I grab it and extend it, you see that the shape changes in real time. This can also be really handy for me fold out layouts. And you can also change the margin, so the space in between the parts. So if we look at this, and let's make a new one so you can see what the process is. We add, for example, a cube. Oh, it's now somewhere here. Let's put it to 0. We zoom into it, go into the regular view, and then go to edit mode. We go to the unwrap editor. We see here that we already have an unwrap, but everything is connected. So if I grab this, you see that it's not loose edges. So we have to come up with our own unwrap. So we are gonna quickly make an unwrap. Select the edges to unwrap it. Then if I press spacebar and I say split edge, so split face by edges, now they will be separated. So if I take this, you see that it's an open structure, which can actually be unfolded. If I now select everything, I'm not sure if this is correct with the edges that I selected. So I do U, unwrap, and it creates a new unwrap for me, which is accurate with the edges that I selected and split. So if I change, I can leave it like this, and then get a geometry nodes, then choose the GN-UV unwrap, and there we have it. This is our unwrap. We go into edge mode or wireframe mode. We can see that it unwraps. But this is not a true scale unwrap, because a UV map is always put in the 0 to 1 texture space or 3D space. So I programmed it so that you can use the true scale, and then it keeps the scale of the initial object that you have. So if we go back, we do this, this is the same scale everywhere. So now that you have this, you have to make sure always that the UV, if we go to a UV map, this is called UV map with capitals, UVM. And that's important because the name here should be the same as your UV map name. You can make new UV unwraps, so I can name this for example 2 UV map 2, and I can make a new unwrap, unwrap, and now when I rotate this, for example, this rotate, now it's a different UV map. So this is one UV map, this is one, and if I change the name here to UV map 2, you see that it's a different unfold. And you can also still use the auto unfold, of course. But the name here is important. It needs to correspond to a UV map. And this is usually the standard name. So probably you can leave it with just UV map and it will work if you make your model. So I hope this is useful and you can unwrap a lot of models.